Hello, hello, and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate read for May, June 2020. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Jarring the Circle Productions, and son of a Cancerian mother. Yay! I love my crabbies. I hope you are all doing well in this time of global challenge. Glad to be working for you today. So if you are new to my channel, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell for notifications, because I am putting out content every single day to help us through this, doing live chats in the morning, the evening, sometimes both, sometimes either. Editing my meditation videos from Vimeo.com, pulling stuff out of there, putting it up on YouTube so people can get the info for free. And, of course, these recorded readings as well. So, yeah, doing my best to put out the most blessed and best content that I can to get us through this. Once this passes, we'll reevaluate. But for now, since I'm not leaving my house anyway, might as well dig in, right? So let's get down to biz. This is a general reading, right? It's a general soulmate contract reading. So please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. I'm trying to keep them around 30 minutes because upload times are still just ridiculous because everybody's on the internet. So we're only doing a 13 card spread. I think you'll like it. It's informative without being overwhelming or burdensome, so that you will have time and perhaps the interest to check your other signs. Cool. A soulmate contract is a soul contract where the two souls are here to help each other heal. Everything else outside of that is conjecture, in my opinion, is decoration. You have more than one soulmate. You may have hundreds of soulmates in one lifetime. They're not all sexual, romantic, though these readings are about the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual contracts, soulmate contracts, as opposed to twin flames. Not the same thing. There are some really good links in the description box below. You might want to check out for more on those definitions. I believe there are 4, 3 of which are from me, and 1 is from Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher, Hay House author, and author of the Healing Mantra deck, which we will be using as our last card down. Cool. We are going to look at it as a contract. Party number 1, we're going to call the Divine Feminine. Party number 2, we're going to call the Divine Masculine. Has nothing to do with bodily gender whatsoever, but just a way of distinguishing between yin and yang. You'll kind of have to figure out which one that you are, but if you focus on your breath as we go, you'll be able to stay present and really feel, as the Cancerian intuitive being that you are, which one is you. In other words, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I will do the same to bring you through the clarity, guidance, and grace to the best of my ability. Cool, cool. Let's do this. Take a nice deep breath. We're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype cards, 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine. All the decks that I read are listed in the description box at the very, very bottom. Go check it out. There's some other cool stuff on the way down there. Like I said, there are some links to some cool videos, as well as my Vimeo on demand info if you want to go take a workshop that I did, that I taught. Shall we? Breathe. I love my Cancerians. Please, may this be the very best and the very blessed it can be. My collective pantheons. There you are, of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, 1 card for the Divine Feminine, 1 card for the Divine Masculine in this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for May, June 2020, or timeless. Whenever they're watching, it's just fine by me. Let them get the info when they need it. It all plays out differently in quantum timelines. So please, 1 for the Divine Feminine, please. Is that her? That's 2. Please, 1 for the Divine Feminine, just 1. Thank you. And 1 for the Divine Masculine, please. And this Cancerian, no, that's 2. 1, please, in this Cancerian collective for the Divine Masculine, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic soulmate contract, May, June 2020. Now, before I flip these over, Every archetype is neutral, has both shadow and light. The shadow stuff you don't want to look at, right? You want to keep it in the shadow. You don't want anybody to know about it, even if you do know about it yourself. But this is the content that you are helping each other heal, whether you know each other or not, whether you have met. That's the thing about soulmates. They're coming together sooner rather than later, my sense of it is, but maybe not right now, when it would be dangerous to do so. You know what I'm talking about, right? So know that you are helping each other heal from a distance, whether or not you've met or know each other. All right, let's have a look. Who's our couple here? Okay, interesting. We've got the Divine Feminine Hedonist. Let's see if I can get that camera light to pop off. I get close enough and pull back. Sometimes it do. Oh, you're not interested in playing today, are you, camera? No, you're going to blind me through that. There we go. The Divine Feminine Hedonist and the Divine Masculine Magical Child archetype. Now, everybody has the child archetype. This is just one of the subset archetypes within the child archetype. There's the nature child, the wounded child, the orphan child, the eternal child, this is the magical child. The divine child is all sorts of different ones. The runaway, right? So it might be a little tricky for you, my Cancerians, to differentiate which one you are. So we have other cards to help clarify this, but let me read what's written on these cards to start with. Our Divine Feminine Hedonist, shadow attribute, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. Been there, done that. Have the burnt t-shirt. Indulges at the expense of others. Been there, done that. It was called the 80s. The light attribute inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Rock and roll. I have the hedonist archetype lifelong. So I can relate to this one because I also consider myself a divine feminine, right? Look what I do for a living. Very yin, very intuitive. It takes a lot of emotional healing work to keep this up. Thank you, Matt Kahn, right? I'm very pro-Kahn. I was saying that. Madeline, Shaka, and now Matt. Figure it out. For the Divine Masculines, we've got the magical child, the shadow attribute, pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. Have a nice touch of that myself in the shadow as well as in the light. Seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Now, what I notice these two have in common is the word beauty, right? The hedonist celebrates the beauty in yourself, and that can certainly be physical beauty. But the light attribute of the child, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things. So that word sacred does change the formula a little bit here. So keep in mind, this is not a literal child, right? Everybody has the child archetype. I've got a good dose of the orphan, the nature child, the magical child. The divine child is really dominant in my my sacred contracts. Read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. I think you'll find some great insight there as well, and certainly can go deeper into these cards that I can just in this moment. But at least now we know who we're dealing with. Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Remember, gender has nothing to do with it. So we're going to keep going. We're going to ask the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue here. What is the angel that's walking with both of you, helping you heal individually? But remember, as you heal, because of the quantum entanglement of a soulmate, as you heal, you're helping your other heal. That's why when you meet and you start comparing wounds, scars, experiences, you go, wow, no, I had that happen too. And I hear that, wow, at the same time, well, that's weird. No, that's the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. We're all one, but there are specializations, obviously, for certain contracts, right? Soulmate, twin flame, etc. Twin flame's very different. Go watch the vids, right? So, breathe. My angels. 2 cards, please. Healing with the Angel Oracle. What are the healing available with the angels that walk with them for this Divine Feminine Hedonist and this Divine Masculine Magical Child archetype in this Cancerian collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for May, June 2020. Please, one first for the divine feminine hedonist, and the next one for the divine, the divine magical child, divine masculine magical child in this soulmate contract. It's a little tricky because there's also the divine child, so saying the divine masculine divine child, but this is the divine masculine magical child. It's a lot of words. Who they got? Well, right out the bat, right out the barn, right out the gate, we've got the angel of romance. So helping this hedonist heal is the angel of romance for a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic contract. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. And for the magical child, divine masculine, we've got the angel of forgiveness. So that's really, really big. Chances are they have not met yet. Just saying, right? Because the divine feminine hedonist is really still learning, healing, and growing her own romantic stuff going on. The divine masculine child is learning and healing through forgiveness. Chances are they have not met yet. If they have, then this is something where maybe they are not together, meaning that they don't live together. And even if they do, there's still going to be this pattern that they're helping each other heal their own romantic stuff. It's sort of like, honey, you wash, I'll dry, right? Or you make the appetizers, I'll make the entree, right? That it's all going to be shared, but they're dealing with different aspects of it. I can feel that very, very clearly. So what we're going to do is we're going to clarify for the divine feminine hedonist with 3 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. For the divine masculine, 3 cards from the Mythic Tarot. And we're going to do simple, basic timeline, past, present, future. This can mean yesterday, today, tomorrow. It could be last year, this year, next year. That's going to play itself out differently in a general read, right? That's the best you can do in a general read is get generalities. Otherwise, book me and I'll get specific. Better than GPS specific. Breathe. Oh my goddesses, please, 3 cards for this divine feminine hedonist with the angel of romance walking with her in this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign. Soulmate, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract for May, June 2020. Please, 1 card for the past, where has she been? 1 card for the present, where is she now? 1 card for the future, where will she be? Where is she headed? Keeping in mind that the future cards, nothing's written in stone. There's always some quantum wiggle room there depending on, if you're jumping timelines, if you're learning, if you're healing, if you're walking the path of fate, or walking the hero's journey, alchemizing fate to destiny. It's a big difference. Where's she been? Oh, okay. Well, in the past, we've got the star here. So this is definitely something she's hoped and prayed for. To me, it's the most spiritual card in the entire tarot deck, the card of the star. People will, say, no, it's the High Priestess, or it's the World, or Judgment. But to me, this is the highest vibrational in terms that you have to really look up to find the guidance and grace of the star. So really made the prayer, has the hope, has been following her guidance, perhaps on a hedonist path, has really used as well as been abused in romantic stuff, hence the healing with the romance angel there with them. So from those ashes can very much come that prayer, that hope, please, can I just do this right? Can I please just have a healthy soulmate contract? Enough of these twin flames already. Where is she now? Oppression. The card of the devil. 2 of the devil cards here. The other one is the coyote woman, the trickster. Here we are looking at the psychic weight of others, right? If you can't really see it unless you know the card and have it in your hands. There's a woman buried under those rocks. There's her head on this end, her feet are on the other, and those rocks have people's faces on them. So that can be the psychic weight of all the past lovers, of all of the wounds, of all the unfinished business. That is literally, she's being given this brilliant opportunity to alchemize her emotions and heal her romantic issues with or without this divine masculine magical child in her life. That's why it doesn't matter whether they know each other, if they've met each other, if they've been together, if they are together or not. This is what she is going through, and that can be incredibly painful. But to alchemize that pain into peace takes a spiritual practice, and if she asked, then everything that's coming up for her is so that she can have the gold to ratio alchemical percentage shift. So even if it's, let's say she's at 51% lead and 49% gold, well, maybe she just needs to get it to 50-50, right? My sense of it is, though, is that as a hedonist, she might have been bypassing a lot of the emotions, escaping her feelings that way, using and abusing external substances and people, so to speak, particularly the sexual release and response, that kind of stuff. So to really have something healthy, there is some detox that has to go on here, some attachment, some codependent threads that need to be clipped. Where is she headed? Burnout. Now, there are a couple of different meanings to this word. By the way, it's Eight of Flames, which if you think of the Eight of Wands in the Rider-Waite deck, it's very much fast-moving fire. Burnout, right? Like a forest fire, like when a forest burns out, like all that tinder and kindling just kind of blazes through. Very, very, firefighters move very fast that way. But the thing also is it's rapid transformation. So it may be that she's really had enough. And this process of dealing with this psychic weight that she's carrying, and if she's an empath, she may be feeling it for a lot of other people. You know, if you are sequestered in your own domain, I always have to be careful with these words nowadays on YouTube, then perhaps that loneliness can be very, very, very oppressive, but you're also feeling the lonely of not just everyone around you, but maybe all of humanity, depending on how much of an empath you are. This is the Cancerian, I could see that. But we are in the crucible now as a society, as a race, as a human race. The crucible is what holds the element in place in the furnace so that it can be transformed, alchemized from lead to gold. So with that card of burnout, a lot of fire going on here. The healing is taking place. But the amount of pain that's going on is often an indication of how quickly you're transforming, though, if you are this divine feminine. Let's see what's going on for this divine masculine magical child. Except we're going to ask our gods, my gods, at least this time. Yeah, breathe. Tuning to him. Here we go. My gods, please, the collective divine masculine. 3 cards, simple timeline, past, present, future. For this divine masculine magical child archetype who's walking with the angel of forgiveness here, please. 1 card in clarity for him in this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract. Please, 1 for his past. Where is he now? 1 for... No, that's 2. Please, where is he now? 1 for his present. And please, 1 for his future. Where is he headed? Let's have a look. Mythic Tarot. Where has he been? Well, the Knight of Pentacles, the Virgo card. Definitely industrious in a sense of, you know, getting things done, being very orderly, mutable earth, maybe making some changes. There's beehives in this deck. Has to do with the myth there. So having to be with, there's a creative aspect of the earth there, not like Capricorn creative earth, but that mutability of earth, of service, of being occupied with something that is healing. As a Virgo myself, I can tell you the Virgo card is going to usually be about, if not an actual Virgo, which could be, this could be a Virgo, dealing with forgiveness as a magical child. I could see that. But is in that process of occupation and healing, or maybe healing their occupation in the recent past. What's going on here for the present moment? Interesting, and here is the Capricorn card. I just called that out, right? That is King Midas. Come on, camera, you're blinding me. No, he doesn't want to play. How about if I do that? It's just that I can't see the card as clearly. Screw you, camera. All right. So the Capricorn energy, right? Mountain goat, slow and steady wins the race. We're all probably dealing with slow and steady wins the race, that Capricornian energy. So, you know, does this person have a lot of earth in their chart? It is possible. But right now, particularly with Saturn retrograde, the ruler of Capricorn, it will actually be retrograding into the sign of Capricorn for a little bit before it stations and then goes direct. Really feeling here that maybe struggling a little bit, might be really struggling, like trying to crawl up a mountain to get back to where he was probably very productive at one point in his life, but if things have slowed down, is having to find creative solutions. Now that is King Midas, right? So it's that thing of that entrepreneurial skill of turning lead into gold, or at least to everything he touches turns to gold, whether or not you want to go the alchemical route with that. But none of that is done quickly. So a bit of a slowdown, which again leads me to think she's got oppression, he's got that Capricorn thing, that they're both really doing what they need to do, keeping in mind with a magical child there's probably some maturation issues going on there, particularly if he's been pessimistic, depressive, and has a disbelief in miracles, and believing that work, that energy and action are not required for growth. Well, it looks like he's learning that and taking the action, although it may be slow. Where is he headed? Well, the Ten of Cups, that's really lovely. The Ten of Cups really, really wanting, moving into that real happiness. And here you see the wedding of Eros and Psyche, Cupid and Psyche, if you want to go Roman. That Ten of Cups, that happy union, that satisfying soulmate. Like, this is a soulmate card. People are like, oh, the Two of Cups, it's true love. It's a two. That's attraction, right? This is the culmination of that. That Ten of Cups, thy cup runneth over kind of dealio. I like it. It feels like that when this moves, it's going to move fast. Like, right? Like, out of the gate, it's going to move very, very quickly. But regardless of which one here is the Cancerian, that's going to play itself out differently depending on who's watching this. There is still a lot of healing that is going on, that they are helping each other heal. Again, I keep wanting to say this over and over and over. Whether they've met or not, whether they are together or not, my sense is these two are not living together. Particularly, and even if they are, it feels like this divine feminine is just so weighed down that needs to rest, that needs to heal those romantic issues. While this one's working hard. The divine masculine is sort of getting that the hard work is required for growth. Looks like it's going to end well, or at least move into the next stage of it well. 3 more cards down. I told you it's a fast-ish read. We're going to get a Whisper of Love Oracle, one for each of them, the voices of the higher selves. Let's see what they have to say. Breathe. Higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity. For this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, what is the Whisper of Love? One for the divine feminine hedonist, one for the divine masculine magical child, please, in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract, Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please, one for her, and please, one for him. Pretty easy. Let's see what she got. Forgiveness. He's got the forgiveness card. So when you've got a cross-pollination, like that, I'm working with the bee image there, right? You're really seeing that they both are dealing with forgiveness, and why wouldn't she? She's got the healing with the angel's romance angel, healing the romantic part of it, and as a hedonist, she probably does have a chain of fools. Forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to the past. Now, that's easier said than done, but certainly, what does she need to forgive? That which is oppressing her. Now, forgiveness is the F word for a lot of people. Do understand there's a big difference between forgiveness based on the old Newtonian model which doesn't really heal anything. Then forgiveness based in the quantum model, the unity consciousness, fifth dimensional and above, which is everything's here to help us. Everything's here to help the soul grow and mature, right? Not the pleasure of the ego, obviously. You can go from rags to riches, back to rags and to riches overnight in this world right now. Has ever been that way, though. So, it's all part of the soul's journey, the hero's journey, particularly on the path of true love. To forgive and get, that was something my soul needed, even though it devastated my ego. Now my ego can be more integrated into my soul. Yeah. What's he got? Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. And that's very similar. Like, it doesn't surprise me that the two of them have similarities there. For him to maybe do the same, to focus on love and say, okay, well, as horrible as that situation was, is there any redeeming thing that happened there? Was there something I gained out of it? That even in terms of our own emotions that we run from, obviously not the fun ones, but like a child will. A child doesn't want to feel sad, and yet when we're sad, the ego is in a process of dissolving, right? When we're jealous, how we kind of rail against that and try and repress that, and nor should it run the show. But when we allow our jealousy to be in us, it's actually clearing us out for those very things that we want, that we see other people have, right? Particularly, we consider that a childish emotion, because it is the child of the heart that says, when's it my turn? I wanted that. How come they got that? That's not fair. Not fair, not fair, not fair. That's what leads to jealousy, or is at least a component of it. So to focus on love, look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life is going to really help this child mature. And that do take work. That absolutely do take work. That's why I put the Whispers of Love under the present card, the middle card in these spreads. Makes a little bit more sense to say this is what they're saying right now to you whenever you're watching this. Last card down, a healing mantra deck, as I said, from Matt Kahn. Healing Mantra deck card. Whoever is watching this, the Divine Feminine Hedonist or the Divine Masculine Magical Child, if you work this mantra every day for a while, right? Not just an hour or so, like really integrate it into your day. Allow the subconscious mind to get comfortable with not just the words, but the vibration and the feeling of the mantra. You are going to help each other heal, again, whether you know each other or not, right? Breathe. My Ascended Masters of Soul Contracts, please. One card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract for May, June 2020, involving this Divine Feminine Hedonist with the Romance Angel and this Divine Masculine Magical Child archetype with the Forgiveness Angel. Please, what is their ultimate healing mantra for May, June 2020, or of course timeless? These are timeless readings. Whenever you're supposed to see it is when you're supposed to see it. Healing Heartbreak. Oh my God. It's totally on the table. It's like, duh, obvi. Healing Heartbreak. My heart will love again. My heart will love again. It's very simple. My heart will love again. 5 words. 5-word mantra. It'll make you cry because those emotions have to come up and out, right? It's like popping a zit. You really want the infection out. It's got to come up. I know I just made your emotions an infection, but you get what I'm saying there. Healing Heartbreak. My heart will love again. When heartbreak is healed, you are able to learn and grow from each relationship, no matter who you believe is to blame. As heartbreak is seen as life's way of breaking your heart open to expand the love you are able to give and receive, it becomes easier to pick up the pieces of your innocence and invite greater intimacy into your life. In the words of Carly Simon, there's more room in a broken heart. Go listen to the song Coming Around again. If it does not make you cry, it will. Don't worry. Don't worry about what if. This card is ideal for dealing with resentment, releasing the past, and healing grief. My heart will love again. And isn't that a Celine Dion song too? I almost said Dionne Warwick. No, definitely not the same. Let's pop up the picture and really put these together, because this kind of fits together like a perfect puzzle. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. We've got the divine feminine hedonist archetype in the shadow, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. I can relate. The light attribute inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. B to the E to the A to the U to the GY. Hedonist. And with that romance healing angel there, rock and roll. If they're healing with the angel of romance, it totally makes sense with that healing heartbreak mantra there. She got the star in her past. Oh, really? I just recognized she's got the only major arcana here. That's why I like a good overview. Once all the cards are on the table, she's got the star that leads to oppression, or the card of the devil. Look, there's huge transformation. If she can really get out of that, she made the prayer and the prayer wasn't answered, like snap out of that, you followed your guidance inward to find what is holding you back. Regardless of what outside circumstances are right now, we're all feeling a little oppressed, and if that is and if there's an empathic skill at work here as well, that could be part of it, fueling the fire, fanning the flames of the fire, if you will, but as well as a means of dealing with what maybe all of that hedonistic tendency was sort of medicating and pushing down for a while. It's now coming up to be embraced and healed, and I feel like that transformation with that Eight of Flames in the future is going to go very quickly. Quickly in the sense of a lifespan, maybe not overnight. You really don't want to go through all of that in a weekend. You want to take your time with that, right? And again, healing heartbreak, very evident here. And what is the whisper of love from her higher self? Forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments, and those past disappointments seem to be weighing her down in that card of oppression. Jumping over here to the divine masculine magical child, the shadow attribute, pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. The light attribute, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And pair that with the angel of forgiveness. Children tend to forgive very easily, not just because of memory, like what is that called? A memory span, right? Attention span. But because they tend to be more open-hearted and more innocent. Now, in an adult, it may very well be that magical child that is determining whether or not they want to be pessimistic about this, or really open-hearted and believing that everything is possible, or a disbelief in miracles, because it's interesting. You put those two cards next to each other. The Course in Miracles is all about forgiveness. So if you're the divine masculine watching this, I would really recommend that you investigate the Course in Miracles. There are plenty of teachers who can give you a basic understanding if diving into the blue book itself is a bit much. Recent past here, or I should say relative past, the Knight of Pentacles. A lot of change has gone on, no question, right? A lot has happened in our world as of late, but with this imagery of the beehives, that it's going to take time. It may very well be a slow and steady wins the race. Particularly the next card is the King of Pentacles, climbing that mountain with the mountain goat and touching everything he touches turning to gold. This is going to take a while for this healing process, but it does end up in the Ten of Cups there with that happy union of one way, shape, or form. And I'm going to think that it's the two of them together, whether they meet or if they have already met, or rather that there is going to be a coming together and a sharing. Whether or not that's a marriage or a commitment is yet to be seen. That's going to play itself out differently across the quantum, but certainly the timeline shows that if he takes his time with this, does the forgiveness work? Forgives himself, forgives others. Everybody's doing the best that they can. It's all a highly individualized curriculum for every child of the divine. Then moving in the direction of what he wants. And with the message, focus on love, the whisper of love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life, to the point where you can have X-ray vision and see that we are all one soul. Then the soulmate frequency is a bit easier to access, and you have a little bit more fluidity and liquidity there, particularly in terms of healing heartbreak with the mantra, my heart will love again. And remember, it doesn't matter which one of you is watching this, work that mantra. It will heal your heart, as your heart will indeed love again. So there you have it, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. That is your soulmate reading for May, June 2020, or Timeless. May the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their soulmate contracts to heal their hearts, right? To heal their romance, to forgive, to focus on love, to free themselves from oppression, to slow and steady wins that race and experience that sacred emotional union and love as their hearts will indeed love again. May they be so blessed for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment in the comment section below as I wish you the very best and the very blessed of May, June, or Timeless. Hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.